I think we are live. Hi guys, I hope all of you are completed with your assignments related to Python control flow. Now in today's session, we're going to talk about some important topic regarding the graphics. So if you guys have attended the graphics session, we have completed all the topics in the class itself and also the problem agenda. But heads up, some of the students have not attended. For them, I am creating this, and also the students who have attended, some of them may have doubts regarding it. So please go through this video to understand the graphic concepts once again. So this was the problem agenda that we have talked about, the random circles. In simple terminologies, random circles is nothing but we are being provided with a canvas. A canvas is nothing but it is in a white paper where we have to draw something in similar manner. Here we are drawing the circles with a particular the size of the circle is being provided, and also the number of circles we want is also being provided, and what is the diameter, what is the height and the width of the canvas is also provided with us. So all the circles have to be present within the these parameters itself. I mean the width and the height. The inside the canvas itself, the circles has to be presented. How many number of circles? That is 20. Circles has to be presented inside itself. So our agenda is to write a code such that we gonna draw, or we gonna what we create these circles such that they are being present inside this canvas itself, and we have been provided with some colors in a list, that is blue. We have these colors: blue, purple, salmon, light blue, can, forest green, etc. And as you know, in order to take the random color, we're going to use the random module. With the help of random.choice, we can directly pick up one of the random value inside this particular list. With the help of this list, we're going to draw the same over here. Let's start writing the code. Oh, my bad. My bad. Here we are. This is the initial setup that has been provided with us in the code in place platform IDE. Here, the known things that have been provided is the graphic module. The graphic module is a module where we can utilize the canvas library, where the canvas library allows us to create a canvas with the particular width and the height. With the help of that, we can directly create a canvas. Before drawing the circles, we make sure that you are creating the canvas properly. Okay. So we have been provided the circle size and the number of circles that we want to draw. So everything is good. And it is the function, and this is the function that we're going to deal with creating the random function. So we'll just remove this part. Okay. What are the things that we have is, okay. Okay, right. Let's start. What was the first thing that you guys remember after getting the canvas? I hope I asked the same similar type of question in the class too. What is the first thing that you come across while creating this? When you get a canvas, what is the first thing that you come into mind? That is drawing the circles itself. Where our agenda itself is creating the circles. So when we got the canvas with a particular height and the width, we just have to draw them. So for I in range, since we have been provided with a particular number, so let's go with these circles. Draw, sorry, draw random circle on the canvas. So what does this function do is, this is a customized function where we are providing the canvas as the argument, and this function will draw some random values, some random color circle on the canvas, and it will iterate It will iterate how many number of times? The number of times I want the circles on the canvas. That is n circles. That is equal to 20 circles. It's going to iterate around like 20 times. It's going to iterate. And every time when it iterate, it's going to draw a particular circle on the canvas with a particular color. So since we are been creating a customized function, so we have to define that particular function. With the help of def keyword, we're going to create this one, customized one, where we are taking the canvas. Yes. So once we have the canvas, don't picture it as a white paper. It's highly recommended when we are dealing with this type of questions. It is highly recommended not to think the canvas as a white paper. Instead, think the canvas as a grid. So it would be very much useful to understand. Most of you guys have gone through the grid shaped graphs in your lower sessions in class 5th to class 9th. You might have gone through different grid shape graph papers. I hope you have gone through it in the mathematics, where you have been provided with a particular grids. I mean, we have been provided with grids with center being 0 comma 0, and this is called as the first quadrant, and this is called as the second quadrant, and this part is called as the third quadrant, this part is called as the fourth quadrant, this is first and this is second, and this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, this is minus x-axis and this is minus y-axis. Okay. And what is the range we can think of? It is from 0 comma 0 to infinity comma infinity. We can think of like this also. It can range up to, it can range up to infinity comma 0. And here it can from 0 to infinity. I hope you know how to draw the graphs. In your lower session, you might have gone through it. So we're going to do the similar process. Since I have asked all of you guys to think the canvas in a graphical manner or in a grid manner, think of that in the similar manner. Okay, it's bad to draw with the shape. I will try to use other things. Give me a minute. Okay, we have a think of this. They have been equally sized, but due to some constraints, we are doing the same. Okay. Now consider this is the paper. This is being 0 comma 0. This is 0 comma 0. Now once we know that, now the first thing after getting the canvas is what? We have to draw the circles. In order to draw the circles, what is the first thing that you should know? Since I'm asking you guys to think of the canvas as a graph, and in order to draw the circle on this grid shaped canvas, what is the first thing that we remember is we need the pinpoint location where we need to draw that particular circle. So for that, we required the x and the y coordinates. For that, we're gonna use the random integer, and we can go up from the lowest value to that of the highest value. Now, many of you guys may think like the highest value is infinity, but it is not like that. Since we are dealing with the canvas and we are being provided with the particular parameters of the canvas, that the dimensions of the canvas, so we have to draw these circles within that canvas dimensions itself. But There is a small dilemma over here. If I consider the entire, okay, let us suppose this is canvas height, width, and this is the canvas height. Similar to consider this is the same thing and the same part over here. Consider this from here to here, it is the width. From here to here, it is height. From here to here, consider it as the same. Now, if we consider this thing, what is the, okay, rather than that, consider this entire part as the canvas itself. It would be easy to understand also. Consider this entire grid that is been provided, or this entire, this one as this one. Okay. Now, what is the things we have to do is we need to draw circles inside this canvas dimension. But we are been provided with the size of the circle. Now, why there is an issue? I will tell you. Whenever we are drawing a circle, we are being provided with particular size. If it would be in a pinpoint circle, there would be have not been any problem. But since the circle has a particular size, here the size that is equal to, we are talking about the diameter. So we have the diameter of the circle. There might be a chance this circle might go outside the dimension. I mean the dimensions of the dimension of this canvas. So if it would be this position, we have to draw the circle in this position, exact this position. If we are not considering, if we are not considering and if we are considering the entire dimension of this canvas, there might be a chance that the circle may go outside of the canvas, which is not a proper thing. We want all the circles inside the canvas itself. So what we are trying to do is we are excluding some part of the dimension, some part of the width from the what is the size of the circle. I hope this is a kind of a confusion over here. I will tell you once again what is happening over here. See, here we are thinking, here, consider the size, the circle size is around this much, 20. Might be a chance if I want the circle to be over here, it's okay to have over here. But there might be another chance if there would be some more over here, there is a chance that the circle may go outside of the dimension. I mean, going outside of the dimension of the canvas, because we are considering the entire dimensions of the canvas. But it is not good to have the entire dimension while considering the x coordinates. In simple terminologies, whenever we pick the x position for the top left corner of the circle, subtract the circle size so that we ensure that the circle does not go outside of the right edge. So once again, I'm telling you this again and again because there are two confusing parts over here in this code. One thing is we need to ensure that the circle does not go outside of that. For that, we are make suring that we are considering only this part. We are considering some section of the canvas so that the circle can be always be inside of the canvas. This ensure that whenever we draw a circle, whenever we draw the circle, it will be perfectly inside the canvas. So what we need to do is we need to subtract the canvas width because we are dealing with the x-axis. Since we are dealing with this x-axis, so we need to remove it with the circle size. Y is equal to random dot random, sorry, random teacher 0 comma, for that also canvas height minus circle size. With this, we ensure that every time when we are drawing the circle, it will be perfectly inside the canvas itself. Okay. After that, once we know the pinpoint solution, consider this as a drawing a directly. Consider yourself as a person, and we are drawing a particular circle on the grid-shaped canvas. So once we know the pinpoint location, we go and try to draw that particular circle. So for drawing that particular circle, we try to pick a marker or a pencil or something relevant a thing such that we can draw that particular circle. For that, we are being provided with a particular color, but we can't choose which color we have to choose. So for that, we're already been provided with a built-in function which tries to give a random color out of already collection of the colors that is presented over here. So with the help of random colors, I can get a particular color. So we know we need the pinpoint location which we got from this x and y coordinates, and we need the sketch color which we want to draw. So once we draw canvas, create oval x comma y comma x plus circle size comma y plus circle size comma the color that I want. Okay. Now here comes the situation. Now here is the coming the situation where we don't know what is happening over here. I will try to share another screen. You might get this glimpse of what is happening over this place. See, we want, this is the dimension that is being provided with us of the canvas, and we want the circle to be exactly present inside this particular parameters. Now, some of you might get confused what is happening over here. Once in the first session, first confusion part is we want the circles to be present inside the canvas, which we have ensured by removing the size of the circle from the size of the height of the canvas and also the width of the canvas. We ensure that all the circles are inside this what inside the canvas itself. And the second important thing that we need to ensure is that the perfect what we could say, the perfect circle we want. Okay, I hope the screen is visible. We want the perfect circle inside the canvas. So this function, whatever the function, this you can see the circle part, the image part. Please go through it once. So after that, I will discuss what is happening. So now I will share code part. Okay. So why this entire thing? We know the x and y coordinates. Okay, that's a pretty good thing. Now, why we are doing with the x plus circle size, y plus circle size, and what is the color? Now, what is, you might have understood why the color might you have understand that we want that particular color, so you might have understood. Now, what is the x and y circle size? Try to write this particular line over some over a particular page or a particular over your notebook so that we can go and discuss over here. I'll once again share that this part. Yes. Okay. So you might have seen these pages. Okay. Once you might see this, I will try what is happening over here. See, not really sure. See, you guys have might see the code for that was around x comma y comma x plus circle size. Sorry, circle size y plus Circular size. Yes, that was the code. If you guys have remembered. Now, why we are doing this entire thing? See, the same issue what we have discussed earlier, that is the same thing. Since the circle has a particular size, we want that particular size, the circle to be perfectly be allotted in that particular position of the x and y coordinates. Since we have some particular size of the circle, we are getting this problem. We need to ensure that this particular circle get placed over the canvas. So what is happening? With the help of the x, we have the x value over here. We have the y value over here. We are ensuring this an extra space of the circle. That is x plus, this coordinates is x plus circle size, which has been provided over here. Another one is the similar part, y plus circle size. This point. I'm talking about this point, similarly this point. So with this, what we can ensure that the circle can be properly be placed in the particular pinpoint that we have been provided with it. Why we are doing this again? Because there is a size of the circle. If it would have been very small or the pinpoint size of the circle, we would have not gone through this process. But since the circle has a particular size, which is nothing but a diameter, we have to do this operation so that the circle can be properly placed in that particular coordinates. Okay. I hope you understand why we are doing this. Now I will once again share the original code. Okay. Now we are almost done with almost all the code. Let's run this. Okay. Where did we mistake? Why? Okay. Oh, sorry. Why? Once again, we're typecasting. This was the Y that we have originally taught. One minute. I will remove this Y to Y. This would be easy. Yes. You might be seeing this thing, but share properly. Maybe I am. Yep, done. You can see all the circles are placed inside the canvas itself. And we ensure that every circle has been placed properly. Now there may be a fun example that I have done in the class. Instead of knowing, we can take this from the user also. These are some fun things we can do with this. We can even generate the random integers. We can create the random number of circles. We can also do that with the help of the random module over here. So this is the thing that we can have discussed, and this is the today's session and today's agenda. We have solved the problem. If you have any doubts, please feel free to share in the YouTube comments and even in the form that I'm going to share in the Code in Place platform. And I highly recommend the other students and also the audience to take participate in the Code in Place platform 2025 and even coming 2026, because it is a very much good event where the students can understand the Carol and even the other topics like graphics, Python. So irrespective of the field, you can participate. So it's good to participate in this type of events where you get different types of people. We can engage with different types of people, and you can even engage these type of interactive sessions, interactive problems, and also very interesting problems, which may have not seen in the normal Python. So thank you. That is for today's class. Let's meet in another session.